Hi and welcome. Welcome back if you've been here before. This is going to be a Sunday self-care, self-love, well-being, health reading, whatever we need to hear regarding our well-being, which is holistic. This is about emotional well-being, mental well-being, physical well-being, and spiritual well-being. And I was hearing in my head spiritual hygiene before I started the recording. So clearing your energy is extremely important, and it almost has to be ritualistic, the same way you brush your teeth in the morning and have a shower, and you will have another shower if you've gone out and gotten sweaty or dirty. This is how diligent we need to be with our spiritual hygiene, cleansing our energy using either sound or visualization, or cleansing with smoke like incense or Palo Santo. Also just be aware if you're cleansing with anything, to understand the principles behind it, do a little research, ask if you're not sure. You can cleanse with water. Even if you go to your sink and you wash your hands and intentionally state that you're cleansing your energy, you can cleanse your energy with your words by just affirming that any energies that are not yours, you release it back to the universe to be transmuted into love and light. When we interact with people, when we watch things, when we hear things, when we go into certain environments, the energy can stay with us, and sometimes we are not aware that that energy influences or affects our energy in some way. And sometimes you can feel it. You can feel the density. I want to share a story. A few years ago, I had taken my car in for a service, and then I was waiting for the shuttle car to take me back home. And there were two cars available, and I was told to get into the one car. And there was a number of people in the car that was also being shuttled. We were being placed into the car that would be going to a specific area. And then at the last minute, I was asked to move into another car because the car I was in was not going to where I was going. And immediately when I got into that car, the energy in that car was so angry and so sad. It made me feel like I was losing energy, like I was feeling drained, and there was this heaviness on me. I could physically feel it. And I think that was my first conscious awareness of how intensely energy can affect us. And it's almost unavoidable now, and there's a lot of negativity in the world, sadness, anger, a lot of different energies, and our spiritual hygiene is really important. But let's see what message wants to come through today. Please make it very specific, Spirit Universe, for whoever's going to come across this, whether it's physical, emotional, mental well-being. Please make it very specific. What do we need to know right now? We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Swords is mental energy, and this is feeling like a mental stuckness, maybe being stuck on a thought or a belief. Let's get some more before we dive into the specific cards. I am drawn to the fact that there is a crown on this Ace of Swords, and most Ace of Swords cards there is. And the crown is your head. It is what governs your bodily functions, your executive decision making, that type of thing. So there's something around the head, but also sovereignty. And I feel like the Ace of Swords in this instance is about having your own autonomous thought and not having your thoughts and your beliefs controlled by an external, physical, external influences or powers, but having your thoughts be your own, but also coming from your higher self, from God and the universe, and not from 3D influences that are not higher consciousness and higher awareness. So there's something about thoughts, and it being in reverse. It's like I'm hearing mass negativity. You might want to be aware of that. Maybe take the time to sift through and filter through what are, like, taking different perspectives and then come to your own conclusions about things. Don't be easily swayed by what you hear, but also don't be so resistant against new information that you don't evolve cognitively, and your awareness doesn't increase. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is stubborn thoughts. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling a heaviness in my energy. I also want to just bring, I'm using this smoky quartz. You might want to look up smoky quartz or use smoky quartz if you have, for clarity in your energy. Okay, that wanted to happen. Okay, so let's see what else. Clarify this Ace of Swords. What is the message? What do we need to know? How does this affect our well-being? These cards are not all in reverse, but some are coming out in reverse. We have the Five of Cups in reverse. So the Five of Cups upright is like grief, depression, feeling really, really low emotionally. But because we are focusing on the spilled cups and not what we still have. And this in reverse is like overcoming some deep sadness. I am using the Neo Tarot, which is a self-care, self-love deck, and the messages in this book is really nice. The Ace of Swords in reverse, we've all been there. When your head isn't screwed on correctly, you can have a hard time distinguishing what's worth fighting for. When you're in a position of power or want to be, deep wisdom and guiding principles are more important than ever, so you don't squander your gifts. Losing those can mean complications, a scattered mind, and potential negativity down the line. Stay true to you. The themes here is sacred truth, certainty, heroism, light bulb moments, and the affirmation is, I'm courageous, honorable, and meant for big things. The self-care message is, take some time to really think about your values and how they inform your current goals. Write out your goals as a mission statement, as closely aligned with what you stand for as possible. Put this on your wall, alter your mirror, say it out loud every day. I feel like we are needing, if you use affirmations, you might want to hype up your affirmation game, because I feel like what happens is you might be an optimist, or just generally you have your head screwed on right, and you're positive, you have a positive outlook, but there is so much that is filtering through into our subconscious that we may not be aware of or that we are aware of, and we are needing extra shields against negative thoughts, negativity being projected onto us, or swaying what we know to be true. And you are going to probably need to say more affirmations and center your thoughts, gather your thoughts a lot more. So you might want to carve out more time than usual to meditate and release any thoughts that isn't yours. Calm your mind and your thoughts. If you find your mind racing, you might want to take a few minutes or a day, or however much time you need, to just block out everything else and come back to your own clarity. Let's see what the Five of Cups says. The Five of Cups in reverse. Your wounds are deep. There's no denying that. But finding new light among the darkness isn't an affront to your pain. It's a necessary survival strategy. Your situation is turning around for the better, so keep going. They say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now you're stronger than ever, and that means you're willing to let go. Let life go on. Embrace the new things emerging around you. You're okay. Even if you don't feel like you're okay, it's sort of a mind over matter type of thing that has to happen here. You need to be able to, with everything that's happening in the world, your mind needs to be really strong so that it can help you or prevent you from getting into a very, very low mood. I feel like we are having to access new levels of I don't like to use the word controlling our thoughts, because it feels effortful, it feels distorted. Just having discernment and being able to find a place of peace within our own minds. I think before it was a lot easier to be okay than it is right now. And you need to remind yourself that if you're not feeling okay or you are having negative thoughts, that it's very likely not your own. And if it is your own, to take accountability, responsibility, and feel empowered enough to be able to rise above the negativity, yours or others. The self-care message here is breath work. Breath work is a general name for active breathing meditation, and it is known for cathartic treatment of negative emotions. Find a class or online demo and try it in a calming, controlled environment. People often find they cry or laugh during breath work, releasing emotions that may have been blocked in the body through tension. Take time after you try it and make a note of what came up for you. The themes here is regret, painful loss, mourning what's ended, disappointment, and the signs and planets here is Mars in Scorpio. And I think I'm not an astrologer, but I think right now there is some transit happening, a Kazimi with Mars in Scorpio, something that it's a transition between Mars and the Sun that happens every 2 years, and it's in Scorpio now. The last time it was in Libra. Don't quote me, you can check it out if you are interested. But there's a push that can be very heated, very fiery. It can either be passionate or it can be angry and aggressive. The affirmation here is, I release past pain and rebuild for a hopeful future. We are all processing a lot of things, our own personal things, familial things, societal things, and global things. And we can't hide our head in the sand, but what we are going to need to do more frequently and more intentionally is releasing from our bodies these energies. And thoughts is energy, emotions is energy. So breathwork is one way of doing that, and other meditative practices, and like I mentioned before, other energetic means of clearing your energy, which is spiritual hygiene. Let's get one more. Let's not make this too long. Give us one more tip. Okay, clearly there's more than one. Six of Cups. These want to be together, so we'll put them together. The Empress in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups can be a soulmate energy or emotional balance, harmony. The Empress in reverse can be like a stalled birth. Not feeling creative, not feeling abundant, not feeling fertile, not being receptive. So there's some blocked feminine energy, repressed feminine energy. I'm feeling like if there's disharmony in relationships, particularly familial relationships or soulmate relationships, and soulmate can be romantic or platonic or familial. If there's some block in relationships, we need to look at our ability to receive and not be in our masculine energy. Like, if you are having discord with someone, is it because are you looking at what it is that you're doing or they're doing? Or maybe you need to look at how am I hearing? Hearing is a receptive energy, what this person is really saying. Or are they really able to hear and understand what I'm saying? Am I blocked off from receiving acts of kindness, acts of service, gifts, money? Or is it emotions that I am good at doing things for others and having people do things for us, but when it comes to being receptive with emotions, I have a block. There's something around repressed feminine energy, and this can also just be feminine energy in society, women maybe specifically. Something around pregnancy, not being able to give birth to something, and that can be literal or figurative. I feel like we are needing to find or acknowledge and really nurture the relationships that are healthy and balanced emotionally, more than how much you're giving physically. Like, if I wash the dishes today, are you washing the dishes tomorrow? If I did a favor for you, are you doing the favor back? But how are we able to, the people that you, and the places, the situations where that makes you feel balanced emotionally, makes you feel at peace emotionally, makes you feel happy emotionally, and those people that can show love and give love and is able to receive your love in ways beyond the tangible. Like, are you able to receive compliments or give compliments that is not just about someone having a nice car, or they have a degree in whatever, or they've had this type of physical achievement? Can you acknowledge when you have a friend that knows when you're feeling sad and will just sit with you and let you vent, but without it being a codependent, unbalanced thing where they are always just dumping on you and they don't first you could say, do you have the capacity right now for me to speak about something that is difficult with you? And if the person says, no, I don't have the capacity, do you get angry? And maybe if you do get angry, it's because this person never has the capacity to hold that space for you. Can you discerningly notice that sometimes I need to hold space for someone, and I appreciate the people that can hold space for me? If someone is angry or emotional about something that has nothing related to you, do you take it personally and get defensive? Or can you allow this person to feel their feelings because it's valid? Can you feel your feelings and validate your feelings without being attached to it and making it turn into something extremely negative and toxic? I want to see what's at the bottom of the deck to close this out. The Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman in reverse. The Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman reverse can be about being put in a position so that you can see something in a new way, become enlightened about something. But this one is in reverse. Let me just find the message. Can you distinguish martyrdom from self-interest? Neglecting your spiritual development can confuse the two, leading to either a preoccupation with perceived persecution or being overly influenced by other people's opinions. Fake spirituality will not help you when you're face to face with the truth of who you are. Only assimilating your shadow self will do that. Work on that and let the wheel of fortune take care of karma. There is no half surrendering. Go with it. The sign and planet here is Neptune, which can be about being disillusioned. The affirmation is, with stillness and trust, I surrender in order to truly evolve. There's nothing we can do to transcend our bodies or be free of our physical form. In this life, we're in these vessels, so learn to fully accept your body. Understand its movement and capabilities as well as its pain, and by doing 20 minutes of gentle stretching when you wake up. Bend your body to your comfort level. Breathe through what feels restricted and take pleasure in how sacred a simple physical act can feel. As our awareness and our consciousness raises, even when it comes to spiritual or religious principles, how we see things should evolve. You can't apply all things to all things all the time in the same way. And even spiritual practices, spiritual principles, if applied without any insight, intuition, discernment, and just reflection, if you just apply it as is, then it can be spiritual bypassing. It can mean that having that kind of rigidity will just distort things again, even distort things that are meant to be good, meant to be aligned. If we try to make things fit where they don't fit, then we cause a distortion or fall into a distortion or a shadow where it shouldn't be. And I feel like there might be things that come up that help us to see where this is happening for ourselves or for others. And it's we are constantly and always going to evolve in this way, where what you once thought or believed, you don't anymore, or there are adjustments to things you say, how you do things, what you believe. And we need to be open to that kind of adjustment and flexibility, and that's where the stretching aspect comes in. If you have blocks in your body, whether that is in how much movement you have with your muscles, if you have neural tension, if you have stiff or achy joints, it is so symbolic of where we have blocks in our thoughts, our emotions, our energy centers. And if you look at your body closely, it will give you a lot of information about how you feel about certain things. And it's usually long-standing beliefs and emotions. That is the message for today. If that resonated, please, I would love to hear how and what your thoughts are. Please be mindful about how you make comments on social media. Words have energy and power, and the energy we put out in the world, we all have to live in this world, and we might think that something we say is insignificant when it can have a big, greater effect. And ultimately, it affects all of us. What affects one person or a group of people affects all of us, so be mindful. If you have made it this far in the reading, please like, share, comment. It helps for channels to grow, and it is a positive energy exchange. It's almost just polite if you are enjoying a service to acknowledge it. And thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again in another video.